Hey, do you know how the organic feed of our social media platforms has really taken a nosedive in the past year or so? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about how you can use an alternative content marketing platform in your social media to be able to grow your brand and engage more followers. Let's get started. So thanks for stopping by. My name is Tanya Smith of Mindfully Marketing, and I am super excited to be able to start this channel. I'm going to be talking about on this channel everything you need to know about stories, and I'm talking about social media stories for business. My channel will cover the latest trends, tactics, and strategies to help you to really use social media stories to get more business on sites like Instagram, Facebook, and even YouTube. Now, if you're looking for a way to use stories to grow your business brand online and you have some questions about the best ways to do that, this is the channel for you. So I'm inviting you right now to go ahead and subscribe so you never miss an episode and you can come back every week to get a new tip. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what a social media story is. I'm going to share a few statistics with you. I'm going to give you some ins and outs of why you need to really be thinking about social media stories, because this is something that is not a phenomenon that's a one-time thing. This is something that's here to stay. So what is a social media story? Well, a story is a feature where you can basically combine photos, videos, text, stickers, just about anything in a pretty creative way to make a connection with the people that are viewing your content. And the stories are placed at the very top of your newsfeed. So instead of being part of and competing with the newsfeed, they're at the very top. So when people sign into their Facebook, or if they're signing into their Instagram, they're going to see your content first before anything else. So that tells you right there that Facebook is definitely positioning stories to be a top contender when it comes to eyeballs on camera. Now, once your story is posted, it's pretty much positioned to disappear within 24 hours unless you use a feature to extend the life. So for instance, in Instagram, you can extend the life of your content by putting it into the highlights feature. So why social media stories for business? Why should this matter? Why do you care? Well, Snapchat actually created stories in 2013 and began this modern revolution on how more people are really preferring to actually consume their content. They want it quick and they want it in a hurry. A couple of years ago, I was talking about something called Snacksized marketing and Snacksized content, and this is really capturing that method, that approach, because attention spans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and people just don't spend the time. They don't want to be bombarded with a 2-hour webinar. They want to get a quick hitter tip or a quick hitter piece of advice that they can take and keep moving. So now, instead of sharing articles on news feeds, people are opting to leverage their constantly improving smartphone technologies to capture photos and videos on a daily disappearing storyline. This is how it's working, right? So lots and lots of videos and imagery is what you're going to see, and it gives people kind of a behind the scenes, a more authentic look inside of your business. And if you want to build trust, that's definitely much more of a quick way to be able to do that versus the old school methods where you're, sending email after email after email and hoping that the person will begin to trust you, right? So being on camera and having imagery that shows who you truly are and what your business is all about is absolutely the way to go, and why stories have become so popular. So let me give you a couple of statistics. Statistics are showing that stories are definitely the fastest growing format on Instagram for sure, with more than 400 million accounts who are using stories every day. That's just as of June 2018, so you can imagine it's probably grown since then. Now, Facebook stories actually reached 150 million daily active users in 14 months. That's crazy, right? So far, stories adoption on Facebook has been kind of slow, though, I would say, especially in comparison to Instagram. But they're picking up and they're adding new features and really thinking through that all the time. Now, even YouTube has gotten into the game, although only influencers at this time are able to use YouTube stories. Stories are growing 15 times faster than newsfeed sharing. At Facebook's 2018 F8 conference, Chief Product Officer Chris Cox even mentioned how Stories content is going to surpass the newsfeed sharing in 2019. Yeah, there are reasons for you to be thinking about this. So this is a big sign that stories are here to stay. And for marketers, it's another great opportunity for you to really get your foot in the door on the front end and have your brand seen in a very creative way. Stories have certainly become one of the major players when it comes to driving people to search for and consume new content from their favorite creators, their favorite influencers. And so I'm going to talk about 3 benefits to using stories. Number 1 is that it's super easy to create. You literally only need your smartphone with the click of a button to be able to create a story. You don't have to use a lot of fancy, expensive equipment or anything else. Even if you don't want to have your face on camera, you can create stories using simple text. Number 2, there's a variety of ways that you can create content. So you can get as creative as you want to be. You don't have to do the same cookie cutter advertising or promotion or marketing as everyone else. You can literally be yourself. Be yourself on camera, be yourself off camera. Share what's happening with your team. Share some of your processes and the things that you do in order to achieve success. Share an interview with a person that you're working with, a client, or maybe someone who's a colleague who complements the business, product, or service that you promote. And then third, I would say that time is definitely a benefit. In other words, you can quickly create this content versus you having to come up with a huge game plan of how you're going to sit down and mark up a script and all of these different things, because these are literally quick hitter bites that you're putting on your social media stories. Now, if you're doing like an hour-long video, a live video, and that's a little bit different. It's similar to what you've been creating if you've been working through webinars or doing longer form content, but you have those options. And it's usually or generally very quick to create content for your stories. In fact, what I tend to do, and at one point what I was doing is every morning I simply pull out my phone and I was just committed to delivering or creating a quick story using a platform, or not a platform, but an app called WordSwag with just a quote for the day, right? That's just how quick this can be. Now, the disadvantage, however, I would tell you is that time, as well as being an advantage, can also be a disadvantage, because the content does go away within 24 hours. So that means you have to be coming up with some new ideas or new content to place on the story feed every single day if you want to get the traction for your business. And if you're running into that problem, simply message me, because we do have some options to help you with that, to either create a game plan with you or to create some content for you for your calendar. Now, one of the things I think is really cool, and this is a bonus for you in this video, is that there are simple ways that I'm seeing people profit using Instagram stories, for instance. The flow is really super simple. Once they create an engaging story, they give value to their follower who's viewing it, then they send them over or invite them to a direct chat inside of the Instagram Messenger system, share a link with them for them to be able to purchase that product or service based on their need, and bam, you've got a new customer. I think that's pretty cool, and once again, another creative way that you can use stories to be profitable for your business. So what's the number one way to get started with stories? I would say the number one way is to really just experiment. You want to think of ways that you can showcase your business brand behind the scenes. You want to think of ways to share quick tips. You want to think of ways to give advice or even ask questions, because there are polling features in the various story platforms too, which is pretty cool. And they're adding new features all the time. You want a hashtag, you want to include your location. In fact, what I'll do, I'll save that for another video, but talk to you about the top 5 features that you want to use in stories, whether it's Instagram or Facebook stories for business. Finally, I'll leave you with this tip on how I come up with content. I call it the 4E formula. And this applies not only to Instagram or Facebook stories, but it applies to any type of content that you're creating specific to the social media platforms. Number 1, you want to look at how do I entertain. 2 is how can I educate. 3 is how can I evoke emotion. Because there are 6 different key emotions that people used in order to buy, and there's some that are a little bit more evocative than others. Another video for another time. But then fourth, elevate your brand. So all four of those E's. Let me cover that one more time. Entertain, educate, evoke emotion, and elevate your brand. Those are the 4 ways. Again, we'll talk a little bit about that more, and I'll dive deeper so that you know exactly how to use that information. So this has been fun, but it's time to go. Remember that you're invited to come and learn more and more about how to use social media stories for your business right here on our channel. Just click to receive communications and notifications every time we either go live or publish a new video. I'm super excited to meet you. In fact, I can meet you right now if you decide to join us over in my Facebook group at mindfully.link/stories. You can join in and be a part of our Facebook group community and talk about stories, get additional articles and bonus PDFs and workbooks and all kinds of cool stuff that we're going to be creating over the coming months. So I'm looking forward to meeting you there, and definitely here in our community, our video community. Don't forget to check out my other videos right here in the news feed so that you can learn more about social media stories for business success. I'm Tanya Smith. This is Mindfully Marketing, and thank you so much for watching Social Media Stories for Business. We will see you next week.